Hey kids, it's me, Johnny Fox.
And it's me, Ian.
That'll be the Hound. This is the Fox and Hound. Doing it, and loving it, and living
Doing it
it,
November
doing
style.
it. Yeah.
Whatever that may mean.
I will just start off. Kids, if you hear any strange noises, maybe emanating from the inside of thing, it's because he is, in fact, knee deep in puppies. Right, I said puppies, wash your minds out.
I'd say it's definitely ankle deep at this stage. Not quite to the knee, but yeah. So any noises or squeals, squeaks, squawks, or growls, yips, yowls, any of the above and non-exhaustive, but yeah, there's a little puppy lurking.
Yeah, so all that squeaking, it doesn't need oiling. We're not quite that old yet. I mean, maybe in a different way, but
I feel it sometimes.
Yeah. It's getting that time of year as well.
Speaking of old, do you remember in 1987 a film came out called Predator?
It did.
Do you recall that movie? Now,
well,
I don't know if you're
at the time, but a little bit later.
Yeah, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but it kind of birthed a bit of a franchise, and there's been a series of films done. Yeah, 7 films in the franchise. 9 films featuring Predator, obviously with the 2 AVPs. And I've just seen Badlands twice. So I'd like to talk about Badlands. Have you seen Badlands?
Let's do it. I have indeed.
What did you think?
I really, 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 really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I really did. All the, as you say, the original movie, people seem to forget, like that it was the original movie. That there was no franchise, there was no law. It's not based on the comic books or anything. The film started the whole thing with no intentions of starting a franchise or so much as a sequel or a whole, decades and decades worth of novels. And there was no law. They didn't give a fuck. It was just a fun, low budget bit of kind of cheesy sci-fi.
I suppose
they just threw it out there, like, see what happens.
What is considered the law, when you look at it from a macro kind of level, the law is fanfic. Because, like I say, it was the Predator was created, and this is what they are. And then someone saw that and was inspired by it and thought, "I'm going to write more to it."
Yeah,
sort of thing. So they took it on, and essentially it is fanfic, but it's considered canon and law and everything because it's.
Yeah.
I suppose it's the only stuff that we've got of it. So there's nothing to argue against.
Yeah. So to fast forward to 2025, Predator Badlands, and I felt like I'm finally getting to see on screen a much closer adaptation to all the cool shit that I've been reading. Because the other films have certainly have not done that. They've not really explored Yautja lore and traditions and rituals or whatever. So I loved it for that.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've definitely been wanting for a long time because, like I say, having read comic books and novels and things like that in the 90s and beyond kind of thing, I've developed a lot of love for the Yautja. You know what I mean? They're one of my favourite like alien races kind of thing from films and TV. It's like you can't beat the Yautja, really, can you? So yeah, to get that film that's finally giving you more of that, the main focus is on this, and a lot of people will already know a lot of the stuff anyway because it's always had that fan base, but I think the general population probably didn't realise that there was this much, because I've seen a lot of backlash about it. People complaining about
what?
Oh yeah, almost complaining about the fact that there's Yautja culture and there's more to it than this. It's like they've got emotions. It's like, well, yeah. Why would they not have emotions? Why would they not have family dynamics and things like that? What's the problem? It's like,
like you didn't realise they were sentient beings, and they needed to, as you say, they needed to be birthed with fathers and mothers and shit. Like you didn't see that coming,
Well, that's what kind of baffled me. I don't understand how like what did people expect if it wasn't going to be a family, well, not necessarily a family dynamic, but a human side to.
Well, it's
predators. You've got to relate to them, so you've got to put that human element into them anyway. But it's already there, so I don't understand the hate. I don't get it.
No, I really, really don't. And there is. I mean, it's made good money. I know we don't care about such things, but the rest of the world does, and it has. It's the most successful if we're thinking about cold hard cash in the space of a weekend. It's the most successful, in the franchise.
Yeah, what was it? $80 million opening weekend worldwide, something like that. So yeah, it's been a very prominent stamp on cinema history, but not just in the terms of the franchise, but also for Dan Trachtenberg, because he's 3 for 3 in the Predator film. And Stuart and me have been talking about it a lot, obviously. And Stuart put it very well when he said he's established his, I'm supposed to call it a PCU, a Predator Cinematic Universe. He's done that. He's established enough within 3 films to say, right, you can branch off and you can do loads of stuff off of this, and it's a great foundation to just. It could explode, but I hope they don't milk it.
But people want to compare it to the first one, and they don't like the Disneyfication.
Yeah,
it's like, hang on, and because the original's not like a horror movie. It's not a blood and gore fest by any stretch of the imagination.
It's an action film.
It's an action film. It's an 80s action film. There's not a great deal of blood in it. People don't die. The kills are like most of the Marines are took out in kind of one-shot kills by the Predator. They're either like off screen or they're just sort of like grabbed and dragged up to the trees. You never see it again. That's all you get.
Yeah.
There's not this like Disneyfication. So as if the first one's really grown up. Like I was quite happy, to show the first one, to my rather young child because hey, watch this. It's cool. I can't remember his age, but I mean like preteen probably.
Yeah.
Because like the most adult or mature or grown up or whatever they think Predator 1 is, and we love it. Let's just cards on the table. Of course, we fucking love that movie.
Yeah. It's one of my favourites.
But as far as like comparing it that's an adult movie and Badlands is some kind of kids flick. The only real grown up stuff like whatever you wouldn't want your kids to see or whatever in the original Predator are maybe the dirty jokes.
Not side by side necessarily, but again, I love Badlands. I think it was fantastic. The only real issues that I have with it, and these are really slight, is I'm not overly fond of blood. Like, I like it; it's cool, and I get it and everything, but that's a weaker point of it, kind of thing. But I like it. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying that's something that I would have maybe done differently. And there's one stunt that me and Stuart were talking about earlier on. That there's one moment that kind of grabs on me a bit. It's as Stuart called it, the Hurricanrana by the legs. That's the only complaint I've got. That one move.
There's no weight, so there's no momentum to pull them over because you've only got the bottom.
So how does a scarf manage to knock someone over? Because that's all she is. She's a scarf on someone's leg. But anyway, that's.
It's like you can tell this is when people criticize something and they haven't fucking seen it, and you can just tell a mile off. Like maybe haven't even watched the trailer. You did get this from a still image, Because
that's the thing.
It's like that's the whole point. That he's the runt of the litter, kind of a thing. And he's still more badass than you'll ever be because he's a Yautja, so shut the fuck up.
Well, that's just it. I mean, he might be weak by Yautja standards, but he's not weak by our standards or synth standards or general wilderness of the universe.
It's like if you've seen the film, that's the whole point in his evolution, his rise, him learning that all the shit that he goes through to be what he is at the end of the film, because by God, he ain't weak at the end of the film.
Oh, God, yeah.
Jesus fuck.
One thing as well, again, it's been raised a number of times in conversation, but he's not a mature Yautja.
Yeah.
He looks young.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just got this almost adolescent kind of vibe about him. It might be 6'6" and built like a brick shit house, but it's like when you see him stood next to his brother and his dad, and it's like he's tiny in comparison, but when you see him compared to everyone else, it's like he's enormous. So it's I still. It'd be interesting if they wrote in that he is just a late bloomer kind of thing, and he has a growth spurt, and it's like it would only take like two lines of dialogue to explain it at the start of the next film. Yeah. Why are you suddenly so big? I had a growth spurt.
Yeah,
that's great. That's all you need to say. Because Thea asks him, doesn't she, how old you are? And obviously he never answers any of her questions really, but there's so many questions that she does actually put to him. It's like that's so many more parts of him that you could put in a sequel, and that's what a film should be. A film should be answering questions, and if you don't have these questions about a character or a situation or whatever, I see a film as being pointless.
Yeah, I mean, it's the tried and tested formula. You know, it's just the rags to riches. It's the sword and the stone. It's the
it's Cinderella. It's Rocky. It's like say it's a rags to riches. It's a rise to.
It's Luke Skywalker. It's the farm boy with the great destiny. It's just we've seen it all before. It's not exactly mind-blowingly original, envelope-pushing storytelling, but we love that story. We've loved that story. As the late great Professor Broom would have said, in medieval stories there was often a young knight, not the strongest, but pure of heart. And it's just that story. We've been telling this shit for hundreds of years. It's never going to get old. It's never going to go away. And I loved it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's relatable though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Going back to sort of making the Yautja a bit more human, because people have complained saying, oh, he's too humanoid and there's too much of that. And it's like, well, you've got to relate to them. It's got to be something that you can almost put yourself into and think like, oh, what would it be like if I was in that position? And that's why those stories repeat themselves. But it's because it teaches someone like perseverance, really, isn't it? Dedication to something. It's like you go through these hardships and the reward is greater than the struggle in the long run.
People say, oh, that's because he needs all this help. He's like the worst predator ever. Well, if you'd have actually watched it and not just shitting on the internet because it's fun for you, if you actually watch it, like he's totally right. It's not a young girl. It's a robot. It's a synth. It's a highly advanced artificial intelligence with practical superhuman strength and healing and stuff. And the whole tool metaphor that they carry on is fantastic. So like, as opposed to like recently with the Superman, with the James Gunn Superman, how I felt that a lot of the other characters and even the dog in that was somewhat bailing out the Man of Steel. He was having his ass handed to him and needed those people to come or there'll be no sequels. Didn't feel like Deck was relying on his co-stars in quite the same way.
If anything, he was more not wanting to rely on them.
Yeah.
He didn't want them around. He was quick to abandon Bud, given the first option. He's like, I'm not bothered. We're not in this tree anymore.
Not bothered.
Don't care. He'd pretty much all but abandoned Thea from the start, and it's only when she said, oh, I'm useful, and he's like, oh, that's a tool. Yeah. It's like, okay, I'll take you along. And then all throughout, like you said, he treats her like a tool. She's there to serve a purpose for him. That is it. He's not emotionally bonded to her or anything. Yet, kind of thing. Not yet.
Yeah. That's
but yeah.
A good story well told.
It is, yeah. It's fantastic. And the action is on point as well, can I just say. It's the certification because he's fighting synths and creatures and there's no red blood.
That's just smart. That's not like, I'm not disappointed by that. Again, Dan Trachtenberg, that's just a smart way to do things. You can then get so many cool, awesome battle scenes that you've always wanted to do as a director, to play with these toys, get your Predator toys out and play and do this cool shit. And that's how you get allowed to do it. So fuck it, it's smart.
Yeah, and just think how wider the demographic is now for people that could watch a Predator film.
Again, that's the thing that people have been like criticising. When somebody said, oh, I took my son and we both thought it was awesome. instantly somebody jumps in the comments like, yeah, exactly. You took your son. Your son shouldn't be able to see a Predator movie. You know, because Predator movies should be. What do you think Predator movies should be? Porn? Like,
It's. I think a lot of it is just generally just toxic trolls. It's like I don't think a lot of these people they say this shit online. Like, I just mean in general, not just necessarily Badlands, but people talk a lot of shit online, and I think 9 times out of 10 they don't actually mean it. They're quite the opposite. To be fair, they just like to argue, and that's all it is. A lot of it, I think it's. I honestly I can't understand anyone having an issue with that film.
no,
If you like Predator films, what's your beef?
yeah. I honestly, they haven't seen it, and when they do see it, because they will, when it's streaming, for all this, like I said, all the vitriol that they've spouted, once it's streamed, yes, they haven't gone and gave it the money and gone to the cinema. Okay, fair enough, stuck to your guns on that one, I guess.
Yeah.
But when they do see it, because they will, when it's streaming, they won't be able to resist. They will watch it, and they will like it. But it's not like they're going to go back online and retract all the comments. It's be like, no one needs to know, but they will. One very last Predator thing: the Predator. So credit where it's due. The Predator, the OG Predator, Kevin Peter Hall. Most of us of a certain age, we know that name. It doesn't mean much to a lot of people, but it means a lot to us. Kevin Peter Hall. He did a bunch of work. He's got a whole bunch of credits, acting credits to his name. But there's another creature credit to his name that, again, people of a certain age should know or might not know that it was him. Do you know what that is?
I'm trying to think.
A little more thinking, a lot more family friendly.
Oh, it was Harry, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, Harry Henderson's.
Yes, the Bigfoot, the Yeti, the Sasquatch. I don't know exactly what it's meant to be from Harry and the Hendersons. Bless him.
I'll be honest. I didn't watch Harry and the Hendersons. It weren't. Yeah, I didn't like it. Like Bigfoot in a house. It's like nah, I'm good for that. I was watching something else, but
yeah. But
God, yeah.
It was a big hit. Spawned a bunch of sequels and stuff at the time. So like, good for Kevin Peter Hall though.
Yeah.
Some people, you know, two very sort of iconic moments in cinema history in very different ways.
Yeah, very, very 80s. Like, if you were to pick two roles of one actor from the 80s, like within that sort of bracket, to summarise what the 80s stood for, not just the actor, the Predator and Harry, just like, yeah, that's the 80s for you all over.